All right, like I told you in that previous video, you're gonna start seeing more behind the scenes of our internal meetings. So this meeting here is a content meeting for Hit Network where we're talking about getting all of this new stuff set up. So we talk tech and toys, getting that produced, as well as building the game room and getting us set up to stream Hit After Dark gaming content on Friday nights. Check it out. So this is Hit Network content meeting. We talked a little bit about ideas last week. What you got for tech and toys? I know you were talking about that stuff.
So yeah, we've been talking about it, and mainly when we talked about it, we tried to address what we think we got wrong the first time.
Okay.
And the big one, which we were kind of talking about before everyone sat in, was just the scheduling and the general lack of there being a producer.
Yeah.
But a big thing like we're going to be pushing for will be doing a lot of research ahead of time, a lot of pre-planning. Like I told you yesterday, probably scheduling out 5 weeks worth of videos before cameras even start to roll, basically.
Nice.
And as far as the content goes, we do kind of want to keep it similar to what we were doing beforehand, with a mix of kind of like what we were saying, using a lot of the tech that we already have in-house, a lot of tech that we maybe own already, a lot of tech that we can acquire through connection.
I could be worked into it in a very minimal impact way, but I do want to be involved as like a host or a question asker or something like that, to where there's some consistency across the channel. So it's like I'm coming to the tech guys and we're talking about some of the tech and toys that we do at Hit Network, and then you guys break down the product or something like that. You think that's achievable?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Our number one objective as like a team for each one of these brands is, because you got to understand these brands are almost like businesses. So there's a lot of things each brand manager has to be doing, like creating content obviously being one of the biggest things, but they're also trying to work a lot of stuff into it. So the more we can streamline things, just like it works for Ben. I mean, you see, we've got it down pretty much to where he walks up, does the show, and then walks off and does what he has to do after that. We want this team to help make the content great, and then the brand managers to really kind of bring it to life.
Hit After Dark starts getting up and running, and a lot more development happens in that game room. That's just a plethora of just a bunch of different content we can do, from building the gaming PCs, maybe even the pinball machines in there. There's a lot that can be worked with.
So on that note, do we want, I like that. So we want to do some content of building the room, right? That would be cool.
Yeah. Because I assume you would want the PCs to be pretty unanimous, like same builds and stuff.
They're going to have to be similar specs.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's specifically for the competition ones. Like if we're going to do 5v5, those 10 need to be basically exactly the same.
Right.
Yes. You can even live stream that and then from there clip and redistribute.
Okay, so on that note, we're gonna kind of need setup videos for all of this, so we need to kind of bullet out. I've got one to set up kind of the whole channel. That will be the new channel trailer. I'll record that this week. If somebody could write some bullets on what we're gonna be doing, maybe you write like very loose outline of like Hit Gaming, we're going to be building this room out, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing these streams, like to set up, to tell people what to expect with the live streams and that sort of stuff with the Hit After Dark.
So you more so just want to focus on like actionable items for what the next phase
Right, like what can we roll out this week content-wise? Right. So I think we can get a pilot done for Tech and Toys if we can pull the set together. Even if the set's not perfect, like we can do a tester and say like, yeah, we like the way this flows. Yeah. Now that the set's done, we can either reshoot the same product or even just use it. Same with the gaming stuff. Like I'm ready. What do we need to do to start a game streaming thing on Friday? Probably build out XYZ this week. Yeah. So if you write out the bullets, I'll record the intro. Then once I've recorded the intro, then we can get plenty of B-roll of you guys doing the stuff and like some time lapses and then a conclusion. Hey, here's how far we got. You know, come join us on Friday when we start streaming. Blah 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 blah. We used to do Jackbox and Discord all the time, and everybody's in there, and everybody loves it.
It's good for getting audience involved because they can actually pitch in on some of the games too.
Right. Yeah. And that's what we want to be looking at with everything we do is how do we involve the community? How do we involve the community? So part of this moving to Discord will help all of these things exponentially when it comes to streaming.
I think we should also draw out a picture of like what we think the room should look like set up, and we figure out like, okay, well we have the 5 PCs or whatever in the middle. These setups in the middle, and then we can kind of write out like, all right, well this one need this part's here, this one need a capture card, whatever. I don't know. I'm very visual.
John actually just modeled out the entire editing room in Unreal Engine, and it looks great. So he could probably draft up something.
Well, that would be cool.
Similar.
I would like to make a video about that, of us talking about how we should design it and throw it to the community for suggestions. Because I've got, like, Ben and I had some ideas of things we've seen on other channels. It's an ad for, I don't know if you guys have seen this. We should probably try to find it. There's an Airbnb, like a gaming Airbnb that has this, like, crazy game room, and it's built out and painted, like, on, like, this wall would be all Nintendo themed with, like, the blocks, and you've got, you know, your TV for player one, and it's all like, I don't think it's projector based, but it's all built in, you know, where you've got around the TVs and the designs and the colors. Like, ultimately, that's what I would like to see in there. We're not gonna get that done this week, but if we can get it functional, then we can, and then start throwing, basically you have the next meeting in there, talk about the ideas of the room, and we all basically have a brainstorming session in there. We post it, and then ask, hey, you know, like, what ideas did you guys hear that you thought were the best? What ideas do you guys have? What would you do if this was your game room? Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Definitely, when it comes to the live stream and everything that's going to happen with the live stream, I think we should think about this across like all of our content, is the more that we can include anyone from any particular community, like any relatively small to like advancing content creator, the more that we can build a network, the more it's going to help our content in the long run.
Totally.
Which, I mean, definitely for the live stream, like if we get guests on that are, you know, people who are just trying to make it big, I mean, that definitely helps kind of merge our communities together.
Okay, I feel like that's a pretty fair amount of work. Break.
Lucky boy.